Happy Friday and welcome to JSpirations Live. I am your host, Mrs. JSpire, and I am so excited that you guys have taken the time to come on and be with us tonight. It is Fill Up Friday. Fill Up Friday Live. We are excited. It has been a long week for some of us, and we are just excited to come on and to hang out and to share, to be inspired, and to fill up from the week that some of us have had. So I'm excited to be here. It's been a long week for me, but we are here. We are thankful that we have made it, and that we're here to hang out with each other. So I want to take the time to welcome our Fill Up Friday faithfuls. Our Fill Up Friday faithfuls, they come on every Friday night to hang out with us, to share about what they filled up on this week, and to encourage each other, and so that you guys can be filled up and full when you leave. If you are watching the replay, then we are thankful, and you can go ahead and still chime in the comments. We want to hear from you. How many of you guys were able to catch our first conversation in our new series, Men Talk To, on Sunday night at 6 o'clock? You guys, we had such an amazing time. Men Talk To gives us the opportunity to hear from our men. It's important that we are able to hear their voice. It's important that they're able to express themselves, to share their feelings, to share their heart. So we had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time on Sunday, and I can't wait to do it again. As a matter of fact, if you missed Friday, make sure that you join us on if you missed Sunday. We also had Fill Up Friday last Friday, and then on Sunday we had Men Talk To. So if you missed Men Talk To, make sure that you save the date for Sunday, July the 30th at 6 o'clock p.m., as we will be having our second conversation in our series, Men Talk To. Hello, Lucy Hargrove Hudson. Thank you for joining us tonight. Lucy is one of our Fill Up Friday faithfuls, and so we are glad that she is here. You guys go ahead and let us know what you filled up on this week. If you didn't fill up on anything, let us know maybe what you needed, right, that you didn't get. Hey, Don. Don is also a Fill Up Friday faithful. She is also on every Friday night, and we are always excited about that. So, ladies, since you are Fill Up Friday faithfuls, go ahead and drop into the comment what you filled up on. You guys can help us to get started tonight. They're having a little bit of technical difficulty, so we are live tonight on our phone, and that's okay. We're going to work it out. We always say that when there's some type of technical difficulties going on, we know that we are going to have an amazing show. Quiet time. So Don said she filled up on quiet time. Quiet time is the best time. Quiet time is good for us, where we can kind of just reflect and take some time to think about what we need to do and how we need to do it. So this week, actually, I'll come on and I'll say this week has been challenging for me, but this week has not been challenging for me at all. This week has been a week of reflection. It's been a week of reminding myself of who I am, reminding myself of who God is in me, reminding myself of what I can do, reminding myself of things that I'm capable of doing. And this week also reminded me that I have friends in my life who also know who I am, friends in my life who also they're aware of what I have in me. They're aware of what I can do. and they pushed me to do those things. And so some of that push this week, it really encouraged me to do some things that I had been putting off. And so once I did it, I was so proud of myself. And I was able to share it with those people in my circle that believes in me as well. And so sharing that tad bit of information, they were excited. I was excited. And so now we're able to push through and do some things that we really need to do. So that's what I filled up on. I filled up on friendship. I filled up on encouragement. And I filled up on just remembering who I am and why am able to do what I do. So Lucy said she filled up on laughter. Laughter was her fill up this week. And you know, we always say that laughter is what? It is good for the soul. So let's start off by talking about some postings that we did this week as we move through. I hope you guys are following the posting. I hope that you're sharing, and I hope that you are being motivated as well by what we are posting all throughout the week. So Monday, we started off with posting, and you'll see me looking up because I'll be looking at the other screen to make sure that we are giving the correct information, the quotes exactly the way that we have been posting. So Monday, we posted Monday Madness. All madness isn't bad. It's not March, but today I'm thinking about excitement, possibilities, and opportunities. Not just sitting at the table, but setting the table, preparing the table. And y'all will catch that later. So what does that mean? So during March Madness, there's several, there's basketball teams, there's games every night. There, someone that you think will win, they lose the game. Someone that you think will lose, they win the game. And so we say you never know what's going to happen in March Madness, right? So it's like a great team and then they lose, vice versa, right? You never know what's going to happen. You never know, who's going to win. And so when I just started thinking about on Monday, how sometimes because we don't think we're going to win, sometimes because, we think that someone is better or doing something different, we don't even try, right? And so Monday, I just started to fill up on the possibility, right? That there is possibility. I can do anything, right? And I really just started to feed that to myself, that I can do anything. And not only do I want to be able to get a seat at the table, but I also at some point want to be the one that's setting the table, right? Because the Bible says that God prepares a table for us in the presence of our enemies, right? And so even when people don't think that we are worthy, or people don't think that we could do it, people don't think that we should have it, God has already prepared the table for us, right? And so he gives us a seat at the table. And so this week I started to think, God, I am so thankful for the seats that you are giving me at the table. At the tables that nobody think that I was worthy enough to sit at, right? Maybe didn't think I was educated enough. Maybe didn't think that I was knowledgeable enough. Maybe didn't think that I was pretty enough. I don't know that I was tall enough or whatever. People just didn't think that I should have the opportunity. But God has given me, he's given you some opportunities to sit at a table where people did not even think that you were worthy to be there. Some people don't even think that you're worthy to be in the room, but we have to thank God, right? That he has set that table. He prepared the table so that we would be able to have a seat. And as I started thinking about that, I said, Lord, not only do I want to have a seat at the table, but I thank you in advance for the opportunities that you are going to give me so that not only sit at the table, but that I will be the resource for someone else, that I will be able to sit the table for them to be able to sit at. See, because what's happening, sometimes we think that we get to the table and we're all that, right? And we're in the room, right? And yes, we are, but then we have an additional assignment. The additional assignment is to make room for someone else as well. Sometimes we don't understand why we said no. Sometimes we don't understand why maybe we didn't take an opportunity that we were actually qualified for because we're in the room. And it's because God, there's levels to this thing, right? God has places that He wants to take us, right? And so we also have to open those doors so that other people can have opportunities as well. We have to understand what the assignment is. So the assignment is not just to get yourself there, but the assignment is to get yourself, allow God to take you there, to sit at that table that He has prepared. And then your assignment is to start opening those doors and opening those seats up for someone else, right? That is what the assignment is. Don't let people ghost you. They see from the same distance you do. Explain that a little bit, Lucy. And I'm just going to keep going. So that was our Monday Madness. And then the next thing that we posted, we had Tuesday Thoughts. Everything that you love isn't good for you. If indulging causes you discomfort or harm, then you don't need it. Choose yourself today. So how does that go together with the Monday Madness, right? And the way at first I thought, okay, God, what does this all mean? Um, we go from Monday Madness and having expectation to everything that you love isn't good for you. And if indulging causes you discomfort or harm, then you don't need it. Okay, God, I just was saying, you know, have expectations. There's possibilities, right? That we can do everything. But how those things coincide is that God is going to put you in these rooms and He is going to give you the opportunity. And when you get in these rooms and you get the opportunity, you still have to allow Him to lead you because He's that person that has opened the door. He's that person who has given you the seat. And so you can't indulge in things, right? That does not belong to you. You can't indulge in things that's going to be against His will. You can't indulge in things that's going to be harmful to you or that's going to be uncomfortable, right? You have to stay in the lane that God has given you. And that's how you're going to be moving up and you're going to be moving forward, right? You can't allow your flesh, you can't allow things that you just see and you want it in order to keep moving up because He prepared that one table for you and He allowed you to sit in that one seat. And so He's going to continue to build you up. He's going to continue to promote you. So what that means is don't get in your own way, right? Choose yourself. And when you're choosing God. So you're choosing yourself because you know that He has your best interest in mind. So once you get at that table, once you're in that seat, you remember who put you there, right? And you remember that all things are going to work out. You don't have to go out of your character. You don't have to go against His will to get to the next step. He has already opened the door and He's already put you in the room, right? So He's always already going to move those mountains, all those things that you think you're going to come up against if you don't do this to please that person, or if you don't do that to please that person. Those things are not going to stop the move of God. Those things are not going to stop where He would have you to be, right? Because people think that they can stop you. People think that they're in charge of your promotion, or people think that they're in charge of you getting something, right? But they're not. They're a resource that God is using, even though sometimes they don't want to be used, right? Because He is our source. So once you get in that room, you just allow Him to continue to lead you and to guide you. And it may not always be smooth sailing, but the boat, the sail is gonna sail. You're not gonna be stagnant. Sometimes you're gonna feel like you're stagnant, but it's moving, right? And it's moving in the right direction, right? He knows which way you're supposed to go. He knows which way, how long we're supposed to stay, right? And we're going to get to that patience part in just a little bit because someone else posted something today that kind of brought it all together for me. And then we posted on Wednesday and we posted Wisdom Wednesday. Don't take those who genuinely love and care for you for granted. And that's the wisdom. Oftentimes, once we have gotten into that room, we're sitting in our chairs, we're at that table, right? Sometimes we don't want to listen to those people who are around us, who are genuine and who really love us, because we see something and we're trying to get there, right? But remember, we just talked about we're not getting our own selves there. God is getting us there, right? So when we get to this part, we have to remember that if we are open, right, in our hearts, and we're open to our minds, then God is going to surround us with the people and the things that we need, right? And so you don't want to push those people away, right? You want to be able to stand and agree with those people. You want to have that positivity and that encouragement around you. And people who genuinely love you, and people who genuinely know you, and people who genuinely care about you, those are the people that you need to be talking to. Those are the people you need to be listening to, right? Because there's a connection that God has given you, and it's going to help you to stay where you need to be. Even when you're in those places that you don't want to be, that encouragement that they're going to give you, right? That touching and agreement for the next that they're going to talk with you about and pray with you about, those are going to be the people that you need, right? Because God's going to move you when it's time for you to be moved, right? My mom always says you have to complete the assignment, and so you stay at a place until that assignment is completed. And it may not always feel good, and you may not always want to be there, but there is a reason. I remember a few years ago, there was something that I really wanted to do. I thought it was going to be the best thing for me, right? And God did not allow it to happen. Not that He couldn't have, not that it wasn't something that I was fully qualified for, something that I could really do, but it simply was not time. God was saving me from myself. He could have allowed me to go out and to do it. He could have allowed me to accept it, to be a part of it, but it wasn't time. And I know we hear it all the time, God's time is not your timing. And, it sounds cliche-ish. And oftentimes when we're ready to move, we don't want to hear it. But I'm telling you, if you just wait on God, He's going to give you all the desires of your heart, and He's going to give it to you at the appointed time. The Bible speaks about the appointed time, right? There's things that's going to happen only when it's time, and God knows when. We don't know, right? We want to think that we know, we want to hope that we know, we want to talk and say that we know, but we don't know. God's timing is perfect. It is absolutely perfect. And even though we don't want to wait some time, let me tell you guys, it's in your best interest just to wait. And I know, I try not to complain in my waiting, but there have definitely been times where I'm complaining, right? And those people in my circle who are genuinely concerned about me and who genuinely love me, they're just telling me, just wait and just be patient. You have to complete your assignment. It's just like when you're taking an online test. If you don't finish everything on this part, then it won't allow you to go to the next. And that's the thing. We have to be prepared, right? So even when you're in high school and it's time to take the SATs, most of us didn't just jump in and take the SATs. We took the pre-SAT, right? Or if we were going to go into a class, we take a pre-test to see where we are going to test into, right? To make sure that it's something that we're able to do. And that's just the way that it is. God has prepared that room for us, right? He prepares the room before we even go into it. Do you know how many times you walk into a room and there's people in there who want to devour you? Right? It happens in so many areas of our lives, right? But God prepares you, right? And then He prepares that room so that when you walk in it, right, you're walking in there and He has gone before you. right? So the word of this week is preparation, preparation, preparation. He is preparing us for where he wants to take us. And there has to be preparation. Oftentimes we just want to do it. We just want to go. We just want to be, right? But God prepares it. Think about when he says he prepares, right? He prepares the table for you in the presence of your enemies. So don't think that your enemies are blocking it. Don't think that your haters are blocking it. Nobody's blocking it. What God has for you, it belongs to you, right? But he's preparing you for it. He's preparing you because he know what war is like. So he's preparing you. The Bible says, put on your entire armor. So he's preparing you. He's dressing you, right? He's putting you in what you need to be and where you need to be and what you need to have on. It's preparation. And so I thank God for preparation because there's been some times that I've been ready to go, right? I'm ready to jump out there and I'm ready to do. And then once he prepares it for me and he starts sending me, or those times that we go before and we get in the war, we're not prepared for it. We have to go back and we have to start all over, right? But God says, just wait. I'm preparing you, right? I'm preparing you for what you need. I'm not telling you no. My child, I know that you are capable because you belong to me. I know that you are worthy because you belong to me, but I'm preparing you, right? I'm preparing you for what you need to do. And not only am I preparing you, but I'm preparing that place. So when you get there, right, it's already ready. And this is for jobs. This is for relationships. It's whatever that's going on in your life right now, but he's preparing you, right? It's the preparation. Even when we're pregnant with the baby, he doesn't just say, oh, you're pregnant and here comes the baby. He gives you that time to prepare, right? He gives you those 9 months. You're learning how to take care of the baby, even yet while the baby is inside of you. It's a preparation, right? He's giving you that time to prepare the house, to prepare your family, to prepare your mind, to make that connection with the baby. It's a time of preparation. And so when the baby gets here, you're prepared for it. You have what you need, right? Preparation. And then on Thursday, we posted, when you mention your haters, you are giving them too much. Don't speak their name. It's time out for telling. It's about the show. Listen, when we're going through this process and we think, there's people that's trying to keep us from doing something, keep us from being, we can't give those people our energy. We can't give them our time, right? We don't have to prove anything to anybody. God is. That's just simple enough. God is. And so we don't have to do anything. We don't have to speak their name. We don't have to push back against them. We know who God is. And not only does he show up, he's already there. Like we said, he goes before us, right? And so we don't have to start telling anybody about what we're doing, how we're going to do it. You just watch. I'm telling you, no, we don't have to do that. God is going to show. And he does it not for our glory, but he does it for his glory. And so that's when we have to remember when things are going and we're doing, we have to continuously be giving God thanks. And we have to always be giving him praise. And we have to always acknowledge him because it's not us. But we have to learn how to close our mouths and we don't have to respond and we don't have to react. God is going to show himself mighty, right? He's going to show himself mighty. So don't get into the back and forth. Don't do the bickering. Don't get out of your character. Continue God's light to shine through you. Be who he says that you are, right? Be who you are in him. And he's going to do the showing. We don't have to do that. That is not our job. It is not our responsibility. Because every time we start to go back and forth and we're bickering and we're doing things, believe me, trust me, I've been there and I've done that. But we don't have to do that. God's going to always show himself mighty. He's always going to show himself mighty. And then today, we didn't have to post, but I tell you what, my girl Ashley Dickens from Executing Your Exodus, she came on this morning. If you guys are not following her, please follow Executing My Exodus Ministry. She came on this morning and she talked about patience. And so I didn't have to post anything to bring it all together. But she talked about patience this morning, and it really resonated with me. And it came together into all the things that, she was saying. Listen, y'all, we just have to be patient, right? And she talked about the benefits of being patient. And what she talked about with these benefits, you guys, it was absolutely awesome. She said that one of the benefits of patience is that you build your relationship with God, right? Like the benefit is that you're building your relationship with God and you're learning just to trust Him, right? And then I was like, right? Because, we say that we trust Him, but then we don't have any patience. So are we really, really trusting Him? And then she said, listen, I'm trying to make sure that I get it right. She said, it unlocks your promises, right? And that was the one that really resonated with me. She said, it unlocks your promises, right? Because God has promises for us, right? He's promised us certain things. And when we have faith and we have patience and we trust Him, right? And we learn just to wait on Him, listen, everything that He has promised us, it has to come to pass. But we have to be patient and we have to trust Him. So tonight, and we don't usually do this, but I'm going to do it tonight. What are the words for Friday night? What's the words for the week? It's preparation, right? And it's patience, right? When we're walking with God and we have a relationship with God, we have to remember that He is preparing us, right? He's preparing us for His promises, and that we have to be patient and we have to just wait and walk in it. Over and over again, He's shown Himself mighty. Over and over again, He's shown up, right, in our time of need. Over and over, He's shown up in what we consider to be the last hour, right? But it was the time. That was the time when it was supposed to happen. So He shows up for us every single day. So this week, I encourage you to remember that we're going to walk in preparation. We're going to walk in God's promise, and we are going to walk in patience. Please take the opportunity to go and watch Executing My Exodus. It's from today, 6:30. Ashley Dickens is the host. Follow that page and watch the podcast from this morning. I promise you that it will change your life. So listen, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed your week. I hope that you enjoyed our segment tonight for Fill Up Friday Live. I want to remind you that you are worthy. I want to remind you that you belong in the room. I want to remind you that God has prepared a table for you. And I want to remind you to remember that assignment, because God has prepared the table. He's given you a seat. And then it's also your responsibility to do the next. And so you're going to have to be setting that table. You're going to be having to open those doors, right? You're going to have to be giving people opportunities, right? Because it's not just for you, right? It's for you to open those doors for opportunities for others. Listen, it's so much out here to be done, right? God has given us gifts. He's given us promises, and it is time for us to stop sitting and being stagnant. We have patience for everything else, but we don't have patience for the things that we know that He has given us, that He has promised us. So once He gives it to you, move in the direction that He tells you to move. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed when you wait on the Lord. Once He gives you that green light, you need to go, right? And the reason you need to go is because He has given you that preparation and you are prepared. He's not going to send you out unprepared. Sometimes we send ourselves out unprepared. We send ourselves out because we just want to do it, right? Like, I know I can do this. I'm just going to do it. But I'm telling you, when you do it, when God has prepared you, everything's going to turn out right. I love you guys. I appreciate you all coming on and spending some time with us. I'm thankful for my Fill Up Friday faithfuls. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed our first conversation in our Men Talk 2 series we had on Sunday night. It was absolutely amazing. Go ahead and save the date for July the 30th at 6 o'clock p.m. for our next conversation from Men Talk 2. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm excited for it. I'm excited about what God is doing for JSpirations this year. I'm excited that He's given us the opportunity to talk to the men, to be able to hear their voices, to be able to hear their hearts, to provide a safe place where they can be transparent, right? Because we need to hear from them. Right? They need a place where they can talk and they can share. I promise you, being able to talk with them and hear their heart and have a conversation with them is going to change our communities, right? We are trendsetters, right? We have been given the assignment here at JSpirations Live to have real talk with real people, right? To have motivational and encouraging talk and talk about the goodness of God and all the things that He has not only done for us, but all the things that He's doing for us and all the things that He is going to do. This is a year of preparation. It's a year of expectation. It's a year of promises. I know what He has promised me, and I am walking in it. This week, I did some things that I should have already done, right? And I did it because I had those people around me that was encouraging me and saying, what are you waiting for? You need to do this. God has given you JSpirations Live, and you need to make good on it. You need to make good on all the things that God wants you to do. And so I stepped out and I did it, right? And because I did it, I know that those promises are going to just keep coming and coming and coming and coming, right? Because it's all for His glory. You may see me and I may be the face of it, but I promise you it's all for His glory. Because if it was not for Him, I wouldn't be able to be transparent. I wouldn't be able to share. Honestly, tonight when I came on, I wasn't even quite sure what I was going to talk about and what I was going to say. But God always shows up for me. He always gives me the words of encouragement to not only share with you guys, but to share with myself. He's been so good to me. And there's one thing that I'm going to always do. I'm always going to give Him the glory for all the things that He has done for me and for who He is in my life. Right? I'm thankful that He is allowing me to understand that I am a butterfly, right? And I'm walking in beauty. I'm walking in boldness. And although that process may not always look pretty, right? When you see the caterpillar, when you see all the other part of the process that the butterfly has to go through, it's not a pretty stage, right? It's an ugly stage. It's just a caterpillar that you see. And when we start to see them, we're like, wow, all these caterpillars out here, right? It's a butterfly, because a butterfly is a butterfly is a butterfly. Even when you see it as a caterpillar, its destiny is to be a butterfly. And so, listen, sounds weird, sound cliches, but I'm a butterfly. And I want you guys to understand that you are a butterfly as well, that you are beautiful, that we come in all different colors, we come in all different sizes, and that it may not look pretty, right? But when that butterfly, when everybody else sees it as a butterfly, it's beautiful and it's colorful and it's flying, and it gets the opportunity just to go all around the sky, right? And people are admiring its beauty, right? But it's something that God has made, right? And God has a purpose for it. And so I love you guys tonight. I appreciate you so much. Please make sure that if you don't follow the page, that you're following it, and that you're also sharing. Make sure you are watching all of the posts for on next week, right? That we're posting on a daily basis. Meet us right here next Friday at 8 o'clock p.m. and then save the date for July the 30th at 6 o'clock p.m. While we're saving the date, also be sure to save the date for Saturday, October the 21st, for our JSpirations Live 5-year anniversary celebration. I promise you that is going to be an amazing event. So make sure you put it on your calendar. When tickets are available, we'll go ahead and start sharing, but put it on your calendar. If you miss Poetry and Pastries, I promise you, you do not want to miss the 5-year celebration. I love you guys. Please enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's a holiday weekend. Please be safe. Practice safety. Make sure you get home safe and you help everybody else get home safe. Practice some self care. And as always, be JSpire.